What I'm about to show you is the ultimate hacking workspace. No joke, this technology is nuts. And honestly, I use this thing every day. It's changed the game for me completely. Like, check this out. I may be researching hacking stuff, and there's some sketchy links out there, but with one click, boom, just like that. A new browser window opened, but it's isolated, secure. Heck, it's not even on my machine. Is it a bad link? I don't care, not my machine. Or maybe I want a fresh, clean instance of Kali Linux for some quick hacking or testing. Boom, right here in my browser, seconds. And when I'm done, boom, blow it up like it never existed. Or maybe I spin up two and have them attack each other. Kali and maybe Ubuntu. And no, this doesn't involve some heavy virtual machines or WSL2. It's Docker containers streaming to your browser. What? And the best part? I'm gonna show you how to set this up in about 5 minutes. Well, me and Cameron are.
Hi.
That's my brother. It can be in the cloud, it can be in your house, and my favorite part, it's completely free thanks to our sponsor, Kasm Workspaces. So, get your coffee ready, or tea if you're a loser.
Shut up.
Let's do this. So, enough talking. Let's talk about what you need to actually get this thing going. The list is not long. That's the good news. Cameron, tell them what we need.
I was not ready for this.
Now, all you pretty much need is a server, which might sound scary, but it's just a small server. That's it. Cameron, tell them what we need. Go ahead.
I know you're staring at me. So here are the minimum server requirements. We're gonna need 2 vCPUs, 4 gigs of RAM, and 50 gigabytes of storage, SSD preferred. And this applies to cloud or on-prem, which could be your house. But we're gonna show you both.
Thanks, Cameron. I got my chair. So yeah, what Cameron said, that's pretty much it. Well, one more thing. You gotta have coffee. Everything in IT requires coffee.
Or tea.
Shut up. NetworkChuck.coffee. Now, I know you're ready. I know you're itching to get started doing this, but first, before we do that, I want to talk about the magic behind how this actually works. Now, if you don't care about that, go ahead and skip forward. I got timestamps below. But Kasm is so cool, I just want to tell you about it. Actually, I don't want to tell you about it. Cameron's going to tell you about how Kasm works. How the magic of Docker container streaming to your browser works. I said works a lot. Anyways, Cameron, save me.
Here's how Kasm works. So you install Kasm on your server. Now, if you want to open up a secure web browser or even an instance of Kali Linux, Kasm will automatically open this up in a Docker container and stream it to your browser.
Be more excited. Isn't that cool? Cameron, be more excited.
Anyways, and it does this using Kasm's proprietary software called Kasm VNC.
Which is, it's open source.
It's open source. There we go.
Oh, yeah, one thing. Cameron, move, give me your pen. So these Docker containers are just regular containers. They're actually on Docker Hub, and you can just pull them from there. You can go look at them, and you can even create your own custom Docker images, container things. Anyways, here you go. Oh, and also, think about this. Sorry, Cameron. One way is you can put it in the cloud. We're gonna show you how to do that. This is my cloud. Shut up, Cameron. And whenever you're surfing the internet or doing some hacking stuff in Kali, you're using the cloud's IP address. So whereas normally you'd be going directly to your ISP, using your home internet IP address, using Kasm, you're kind of hiding yourself a bit, especially from your ISP, keeping yourself a bit anonymous. And you could be anywhere. You could be at Starbucks drinking coffee.
Or tea. So because your Kasm server is installed on your business network or your home network, you have access to everything that is on your network.
Like, think about that. Cameron, you're not being excited enough. You have access to your Synology inside your home network, or all the stuff, like just all your stuff, all your other home lab stuff, remotely through Docker containers, streaming. It's just magic.
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 So that's the basic of how Kasm works. But now you want to set it up. But I'll have Chuck walk you through that.
Yeah, you tea drinking wussy. All right. Nothing wrong with tea, but you know, coffee's better. Okay, now time to actually install Kasm on our server, like Cameron was talking about. He just took freaking forever to explain it. No, I'm just kidding. He did a great job. Let us know how he did, guys, if you want to see more of Cameron. If you don't, we're gonna show him anyway. Now, we mentioned that we can install this pretty much anywhere, but the two I'm gonna show you is the cloud and then on-prem, AKA your house or your business. Now, thankfully, the difference between the two is not a lot. It's pretty much the same. But let's focus on the cloud first. Now, you know my favorite cloud provider. My favorite thing to do and use is Linode. Mainly because if you've never used them before, you get a $100 free credit right now to sign up. So you pretty much get to try this out for free. So just shut up and do it, link below. So with your Linode account set up, we'll first go to create at the top left and well, create, click on it. Create a Linode. From here, we're just gonna do our best to meet the minimum requirements. First, the images. We're gonna rock Ubuntu 20.04.
Don't use 21.
Yeah, he's right. I tried 21, did not work. 20.04, at least at the time of this recording. I'm losing my mind. Anyways, too much coffee already. How you doing, T-boy? We'll then select our region, somewhere close to you. And then for the plan, this is where the minimum requirements come in. Dedicated, I don't need that. I don't have that kind of money. I'm doing shared CPU, and the minimum requirement will be this guy right here, Linode 4 gigabits, or bytes, sorry, not bits. 4 gigs of delicious RAM over here, and then 2 virtual CPUs, and we got plenty of hard drive space because the minimum is 50 gigs. So this satisfies our minimum requirements. Then I'll label it my Kasm, password, and that's pretty much it. I'll click on Create Linode. Now yeah, 20 bucks a month. That's not the $5 a month we're normally doing with these projects. That's because Kasm is extra cool and requires some extra stuff. Now also keep in mind, I'm showing you Linode. You can do this in AWS, DigitalOcean, pretty much any cloud provider that can produce virtual machines for you, which is all of them, it'll work. Now for on-prem, this will vary based on what you're using. For me, I got Proxmox, and all I'll do is create a VM, make sure I'm doing Ubuntu 2004, make sure my hard drive is at least 50 gigs, I'll go ahead and throw maybe 75 at it for no reason. 2 virtual CPUs, and 4 gigs of RAM. Again, this may vary for you, but that's pretty much the gist. Okay, back to Linode. Once yours is running, it's done provisioning, let's go ahead and grab this IP address and get logged in. Or you can copy the one over here. Copy, launch your favorite terminal program. I'm in Windows, so I've got CMD. It'll be terminal on Mac and Linux. It'll be SSH root at your IP address, hit enter, fingerprints, yep, and then enter your password that you set earlier. We're in. Now the installation of Kasm is actually the easiest part of this entire tutorial. So easy that I feel comfortable letting Cameron do it. So go ahead, Cam.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is actually for stability, and we're going to create a swap partition. So we're gonna put in this first command to actually create the swap partition. We're gonna upgrade the permissions, actually make it into swap, and then we're gonna turn on the swap partition. These 4 commands are gonna be below in the description. You can actually just copy and paste these in and make the swap partition. And just to make sure that we made our swap successfully, we can use the cat command to look inside of the swaps file. And now you can see here we have our swap partition. And now to make sure that our swap will come back whenever there is a reboot, let's go ahead and just run this command, and this will add this to the fstab file. Now that we have the swap partition set up, we can now download the installation file using the wget command, and you can see we're actually getting this from S3. Go ahead and hit enter, and let's get that downloaded. And now let's just run an ls real quick, just to make sure that the file downloaded correctly. So this file is in the .gz format, so we will need to unzip this in order to get the installation file. So let's paste that command in there, and that will extract it to our current directory, and we can now see the Kasm release folders right there. Then we will do sudo bash, and that will just run this installation script. Then they'll want us to accept the end user license agreement. Just hit yes and enter. And this installation is gonna take a little bit, so go take a coffee break. We'll get back to it in a second. Man, that was a pretty fast install, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm kidding. Now on our screen here, they give us some credentials. The only really important ones here for us are gonna be the admin ones, but let's go ahead and just grab them all just in case, and just paste these into a note. And once you have that pasted away, let's get back to Linode, and let's copy our IP address. Open up a new tab, and let's do https:// and let's paste in the IP address of our Linode. Hit advanced, and proceed. And now let's paste in those credentials that we saved a second ago. All right, when you log in, you'll be presented with the Kasm console. The first place they log you into here is the admin portion. So you'll notice a lot of settings and stuff here. We're not gonna get into that right now. We'll go into that later in the video. What we're mainly focused on here is just the Workspaces portion, and that's where all the fun stuff is. Now we can move over to Workspaces, and we're just gonna pick Chrome for this. That, launch session. And boom, just like that, we have a containerized browser streaming to our computer.
All right, Cameron, get on my seat.
Yep.
That's the big stuff. That's the basic stuff. And at this point, you're pretty much done. Like, you've got your Kasm installation going. You can access your stuff. And if you go back to the, actually, to get back to it, let me show you how to do that. When you're sitting here chilling in your instance here, there are little dots on the left. Click those dots. You can do a few things. One of the main things we care about right now is getting it back to our workspace. Click those 4 little dots, a lot of dots here. And you can launch other stuff. So they've got dedicated apps that, again, will just launch a Docker container, but these are apps you can launch right now from GIMP, which is like drawing stuff like Photoshop, Office, just a terminal if you want a terminal, Ubuntu, and even Visual Studio Code, which I'll just launch that real quick, it's pretty cool. And bam, just like that, Visual Studio Code streaming to me from a Docker container, which still is just, isn't that crazy? A Docker container streaming, and shoot, even a Tor browser. So now I'm browsing in a browser on a virtual machine in the cloud using Tor, and it's inside a Docker container. There's so many things happening with tech-wise, it's like, it hurts your brain to think about it, how you're doing this. Can't get more secure than this, or anonymous. Now again, you're pretty much done. Like, you could leave the video and be happy about this, but you know, we can't end there. There's some more cool things you can do. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but when we were back in our portal here, click over back on admin, dude, this is more than just like a toy we can play with. This is a full crazy enterprise system tool, which again, it'd take 10 years to tell you all the things it can do and walk through that, but I will show you just a few things I think you'll love and you'll want to do right now. Cameron, say right now.
right now.
Now the first thing you may want, and it's the first thing I wanted, was the ability to take like remember in the intro we had like maybe nefarious links like this one. You may not want to open that in your browser on your main desktop. There could be all kinds of crazy stuff that infect your computer. So we want to be able to right click that and say open in Kasm, open a Docker container that's safe, secure, and isolated that won't hurt me. How do we do that? Now this is simply a Chrome extension, and if you're using Brave or Firefox, I believe they have Firefox, I'll check on Brave, but I'm sure they have all of it. We're simply gonna add an extension or install an extension on our browser. So I'm just gonna look for Chrome Extension Store, I think that's what it's called, yeah. Just Google that, jump in there, and we'll search for Kasm at the top left. There we go. I love the tagline, open in isolation. In fact, Cameron told me about that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, we're gonna click on add to Chrome, click on add extension, and it's added, but not quite done yet. We got a few more things we have to configure here. We're gonna go up to our puzzle piece here, which stands for extensions in Chrome. We're gonna scroll down until we see Kasm, which is weirdly grayed out. It makes me feel weird, but it's fine. We're gonna click on the 3 dots and click on options. We're gonna change just really one thing here. We're gonna add the URL for our Kasm server that we just set up, or the one that you just set up. So I'll paste mine in here, just like that. And you can even choose like if you wanted to open a new window or a new tab. I like new tab. It feels more like it's part of my browser, like I'm not doing anything outside my system, even though I totally am. So anyways, enough of that. Click on save, and that part's done. Just one more thing we have to do. We're gonna get back to our Kasm workspace here, our Kasm dashboard. And from here, we're gonna go to the top right, click a little icon there, and then click on profile, because this will be a setting that is set per user. And yeah, you probably guessed, you can have multiple users with this. You can have your friends, your family, your kids use this, have different profiles. We'll talk about that. Anyways, one thing we're gonna change. Right here we have the default workspace image. This is what will launch whenever you do that right click thing we showed you earlier. Click on the drop down and then choose your image. I'm gonna choose, let's do Brave. I like Brave. That's it, it's already saved. I don't have to do anything else. And now we can test it. So let me get back to that Reddit page. And I'll pick a random link here, this guy right here. Right click, and here we are, open link in Kasm. And just like that, a Docker container is being spun up behind the scenes and it's streaming to my browser. I'm not opening this URL on my computer. It's not tracking me, it doesn't know my IP address. It's not looking at my cookies, looking at my history. I'm completely anonymous as far as tracking me goes. And the cool thing is, whatever I do here in this browser, it doesn't matter. I can do whatever I stinking want, because guess what? I can just delete it. Like watch this. Click on these little dots here, delete session. I can trash this sucker. Bad website, malware, whatever, don't care. I'm secure. So I deleted it, it's gone. I was never there, I never accessed that website, no proof. And I think, think about that. That's probably the future of how we deal with weird stuff like this. How we browse the internet. Right now, your computer, it's designed to track a lot of what you do. Cookies, your IP address, your history. And if your computer can track it, that means all these other websites you're accessing can track it as well. Not to mention the scare of viruses and malware, which, yeah, we've got tools that can prevent that. We got tools that can scan what we download, prevent what we access on the internet. But you know what? They're not perfect. The ideal use case is that we open up everything in an isolated sandbox, and if we do something bad, it doesn't matter. That instance, that browser, that VM is transient, ephemeral. Big words, it just disappears because it doesn't matter. Now, second tweak I want to show you real quick, check this out. It's actually kind of 2 tweaks in one. First, if you scroll through your apps here in your workspaces, you'll notice that you don't see Kali Linux, which we talked about that a lot, but it's not here. Did we lie to you? No. You can add more images and some are already default installed. So if I go back to admin, my admin portal, over here on the left, I can click on images, where I can manage the Docker images or containers that I can launch. Go ahead and click on that. And here we already have 26 images ready to go, but not all are enabled. So if I start clicking on the arrows down here we have Doom for some reason. So if you want to play Doom in your browser from a Docker container stream, actually, that sounds pretty cool. Anyways, let's continue. I want to go find Kali. There it is, Kali Linux. To enable this, I want to click that box, but I can't. We're going to click on the little dots here on the right, click on edit, and then right here towards the middle, we have the enabled checkbox. Check that. Now, while we're here at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and do the second tweak. Now, when we launch Kali Linux without changing this second thing, it's gonna log us in as a regular user without root access. But of course we want root access. We want ultimate godlike control, right? One thing we have to change here to make that happen. If we scroll down just a little bit here, we have the Docker run config, which, by the way, you can do a ton of stuff with. Like, this is like a regular Docker container. And if you know Docker containers, you can do everything here pretty much. But one thing we care about, we're gonna do some JSON real quick. Don't worry, it's not scary. Just follow along with me. First, we're gonna type in user between double quotes. I'll do double quote, user, double quote. Then I'll do a colon, and then I'll do another double quote, and say root, and then double quote. So just like this. That is beautiful JSON right there. That's all we need. Scroll down to the bottom, click on submit, done. Now, it's not quite ready yet. If we go to our workspaces here at the top left, you'll see it here. Where'd it go? Oh, right there. But it's got like a little warning message. Right now, your Kasm server is downloading the Docker container for Kali, getting all that stuff ready. So give it a minute. Just coffee break. You tip my coffee again. So now Kali is ready. I'm gonna go and launch the sucker real quick. Launch, which this is so cool, right? And now that we have root enabled, all we have to do is when it launches, when we're in our terminal like we should be, like you are right now, we'll do su or switch user space dash to become root. Okay, now for the third tweak, and it's the last one I'm gonna show you because we don't have enough time. And this one's pretty cool. It involves users and web filtering. So far we've been using the admin profile, but of course you can add other users. So what I'm gonna do is add my daughters as users, my two oldest anyway, Chloe and Addie. And what I'll demonstrate is how I can make sure that they're gonna be browsing safely and securely, and then lock what they can access with web filtering, which is just built in. I can whitelist and blacklist with what I want them to access. So anyways, let's check it out real quick. Super easy. So just like before, I'll go to my admin portal here, and over here on the left, I'll click on users. Right now I got the default users. I'll go ahead and click on add user to add a new one, Chloe. And then I'll set a password for her. Now just keep in mind, I'm manually setting a password for Chloe, but you can integrate this with an LDAP and SAML or single sign-on situation at your business. If you have one, or if you have a home lab with that stuff, you can do it too, because I totally do and I will end up doing that. But username and password is pretty much all we need for now. I'll click on submit. I'll add my second user for Addie, submit. So now all I have to do is give them my IP address or the URL of my Kasm instance, and they can get access to this with their credentials. Now moving beyond that, I can assign web filtering. Very simple to set this up, almost stupid easy. Over here on the left, we'll see an option for web filter. Go ahead and select that. And here we got nothing. Let's create something. Go ahead and click on add policy. Now we don't have a ton of options here. Let's name this test. But some cool things, especially for kids or people that you want to restrict access to. We can say deny by default. So like whatever website it is, don't go to it unless I explicitly say they're allowed to go to, which is perfect for my kids. They're curious. So I can say deny by default, and the only site they can access is networkchuck.com. Also, networkchuck.coffee.
You just put that all on the blacklist.
Thanks, Cameron. He just said it's on the blacklist. We're gonna put that in the whitelist. And as you scroll down, we got a few more options, or really just one more. Enable safe search, which is a Google option. Make sure they don't search for bad stuff. And then we could enable categorization, but that is a feature that must be licensed. You're probably thinking, Chuck, you said it was free. It is, but not everything's free. This is a community edition, which is more than enough. Like you're gonna have a hard time like not finding all the features you want. We got a snapshot here of the differences. And one thing I want to point out, and this is just crazy, community edition is $0 and includes all features of enterprise. All right then. One of the main limits is that you are limited to 5 simultaneous sessions and excludes some branding and web categorization, which is what I just hit actually. We can't take advantage of some crazy URL filtering or web categorization, but we get some pretty cool stuff anyway. And of course, if you want to go professional or enterprise, and if you're a business, school, or government entity, this is perfect for you. But anyways, let's continue. Anyways, that's all we care about. I'm gonna click on submit. And then one more thing we have to do, we have to apply this policy to our users. To do that, we'll go over here to the left to our images. This will be applied per image. And I'll find, for example, Brave. Let's go ahead and click on Brave, click on the icons here, click on edit. And if I scroll down just a bit, and when I say a bit, I mean a lot, we have the web filter policy. I'll change this from inherit to, well, there it is right there, my test one. And click on submit. So now let's give it a test. I want to go ahead and launch Brave. It should apply to me as well. And right off the bat, access denied. So if I try to go to Google or Facebook, nothing. But if I try to go to networkchuck.com, hey, real quick, Cameron and Chuck from the future, we figured out that it doesn't want the HTTPS in there at all. So go ahead and take that out and just have the domain name in there. So now let's go back to our workspaces, find our Brave web browser. We'll go and launch the sucker. It should work for me. It should block me. I am all users. And by default, it should block the first website it comes with. Yeah, access denied. But now if we go to networkchuck.coffee, for example, yeah, now you can buy coffee no problem. My daughters can too. Now what's cool, and check this out. If I go back to my dashboard and I go to my admin portal, if I scroll to, like, notice real quick, we have insight into everything going on with our Kasm instance here, or our Kasm server. All the image usage, all the errors, and then down here at the bottom, domain usage. We can track what our people are going to. So think about that from a user perspective. As you're trying to protect your company's users or your kids or whatever, you get a crazy amount of insight and control. Okay, I gotta stop there. There are a ton more features I could talk about, like casting, which you can share your session with other people and they can watch you do stuff. Staging, which is crazy, makes things go faster. Just so much more. I can't go into it. And by the way, if you do want to go into that, if you want to learn how to do this, we'll have a little mini course below. Check it out. But now I want to change gears for a second because I've shown you some cool stuff. I've shown you 2 use cases like secure browsing and having a really awesome Linux distro just bam, exploded onto your browser. But how do companies use this? How could you use it as a daily grind? How can you apply it to what you do now? There are some pretty cool use cases above and beyond what we've already showed you. So now I'm gonna kick it off to Cameron. Cameron, show the people some cool stuff.
Get on my seat, Beardy. All right, so now that we're done going over just personal use cases for like browser isolation or maybe standing up your own Kali Linux or Ubuntu desktop, there are some more use cases for this that are a little less personal, more like business or enterprise, such as replacing your VDI solution. Maybe your company right now uses Citrix. Citrix can be really cumbersome, hard to set up, licensing.
Sucks.
It's hard. What's great about it is that it's web native. You don't have to have anything installed on your endpoints in order to use Kasm. You can have it just run through any web browser.
Because if you ever use Citrix or any of the other stuff, you have to install crap on people's computers. It sucks.
And worry about versioning on the desktops, blah, none of that.
Yeah.
And Kasm's images are also secure out of the box because they constantly update their rolling images every night.
Because the old way of doing stuff is stupid. You would have a golden image that admins would like go into, log into, and update, like apply updates and apply the patches and crap. This is like, it's auto magic.
Auto magic. And last but not least, it can be used for DevOps pipelines. So whether you want to test your own custom Docker containers or your code, you can use their secure APIs that are provided with Kasm to test that.
Thanks, Cameron. All right, so Kasm. Seriously, I'm gonna probably use this every single day. I'm legit gonna have my kids use it. Cameron, you gonna use this thing?
Always.
Always, forever. And I'm being serious. I do just constantly spin up new stuff, new VMs, and this is a way easier way to do this. If I just want to test something real quick, or if I want to browse to kind of a weird URL and not worry about getting hacked. Not to mention all the crazy use cases that Cameron mentioned. It's a pretty cool thing. So thanks again to Kasm Workspaces for sponsoring this video and making such a freaking cool product. And like, yeah, I know, they did sponsor this video, but I only say yes to things I really like and enjoy and will actually use myself, especially when it's free and accessible to pretty much everybody. So I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't already tried it, if you didn't follow along in this video, do it. And it's right now. Right now is when you gotta do it. And if you did it, let me know what you thought. Comment below. And by the way, have you hacked YouTube algorithm today? Let's make sure you do. Hit that like button, notification bell, subscribe, and I already said comment, so just do that. You gotta hack YouTube today. Ethically, of course. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks again to my brother Cameron for helping out today. Let me know again if you want to see more of him. If you don't, I don't care, I'll still include him. Oh, and I almost forgot, by the way, we are gonna include more tutorials, more of a deep dive on Kasm, how to do all the kind of crazy cool stuff that we didn't include in this video. Check it out, link below. It'll be part of my NetworkChuck Premium membership, which if you don't know what that is, it's 12 bucks a month. You get access to a ton of cool stuff, and it's just a way to support what I do here, a way to support Cameron, what he does here, and of course, get access to cool things. Yeah, that's all I got today. All right, talk to y'all later.